Lauren Roster. First up on today's program, climate change, cyclones and Tonga. In 2020, Tonga was hit by Cyclone Luma, a Category 6 cyclone that left hundreds of thousands in despair.
I he ni he wafui o kalani o tau talitali ai a umai ai waka mei Tonga. Koe waka koe ni o whakaheka mai ai kau kumi hufanga ko nau tuku atu ho nau ngā hinofoanga ka nau omi koe kumi hakaha ulelei. Koe kau kumi hufanga koe ni o nau whekumi ki ha tokoni hange koe mea kai, wala moi whale. Lahi a nau tolu o osi ai e nau whamili o nofo no silani pe o nau pehe koe nau whanga maali e eni.
One of our reporters sits down with Helena Finau, who explains about the horrific cyclone Luma that had struck her village.
Furniture, so all of our crops and stuff, all of that was melted down. How could Kenny Hane lava mahina ua beto ne fiukumi hangawe. So koe mawhalala ana pe koe alpe ke lotu pe koe ui pehe pe ofa mai koe siasi no whanimi e kamata koe ma.
This event has raised issues globally about fast-tracking an international agreement on climate change refugees. With so much generous aid relief for the Tongan climate change refugees, there has also been questions posed about how the refugees might affect the New Zealand economy. And now to one of our reporters for more on this topic.
Leading up to the 2020 cyclone, Tonga was continuing to rely on funding from countries such as New Zealand and other nations to support its small and fragile economy. The country's agricultural industry was beginning to decline due to the unusually high tides and rising sea levels. This caused many lands and plantations to go barren. Crops such as squash and taro also became extremely difficult to grow, and the number of exports from Tonga decreased significantly. The aftermath of Cyclone Luma not only destroyed Tonga, but physically and financially too. It is hard to determine the exact cost of the damages caused by a cyclone, some estimating it to be in the billions of dollars. The New Zealand government has yet to respond to a plea made by the Tongan government to fast-track a climate change bill in which will allow climate change refugee status to be given to those affected by Cyclone Luma.
Thank you, Sherry. And now back to one of our Flams reporters, Maria, who continues to chat with Helena about adapting to the New Zealand way of life.
Koi me maunga pepe nā mo. Ia. He hato kon te he nia ka tolu whāmi hoku mau kumi, to koni musi. E sai a pito ka pau mahania te he. Mea to koni whakamia kai.
The climate change refugee policy is finally in the spotlight on a global scale. Due to the current position, there is a definite need for change. Taking no action may lead to a real possibility of people being without homes or any of the natural resources required for people to survive. This concludes today's episode on Planned. You can make a real change by simply joining the thousands of people who have already signed the climate change refugee petition. Just visit www.climatechangerefugees.com. Next week, we meet 8 New Zealand families to get a greater understanding of imagined communities in our own backyard.